All right, today is July 19th, 2021. I'm sitting here with Tracy of Rose by Tracy ROSE. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about your company, what your vision is, and what you plan to do in the next year. And I want to start with that when did it all start? Tell me about it.
Alright, so really it all started when I was like, I want to say 15. It wasn't even named Tracy Rose, Rose by Tracy ROSE. It was really named Section 16 Supply Co. And like at the time, I just realized like what I really wanted to be in life. Like I knew I didn't fit too good in athletics, so I was like, can't really do anything with athleticism. I wasn't really good. Well, I'm kind of good with music, but I wasn't too profound in venturing forward with that. So I was like, what's something that would staple with me? And fashion is one of the biggest things important to me. My mom grew up like the way my mom like had me growing up was always fly. Like she used to buy me Gucci, Coogee, the Adidas tracksuit, Sean John. Like she introduced me to all these really great like brands as a kid, and like that love of getting dressed or like dressing was the biggest thing to me. Like I used to get mad when she used to tell me put on some Walmart clothes to go to school. I'd be like, no, you got me that coochie in the closet. Like I need that. Like
Absolutely.
Like, and I remember this one day, like she told me go put on a white t-shirt to go to school, and I had this really nice Gucci jacket, and she was like, don't wear that, don't even touch it, act like it's not your clothes. I was like, I went and grabbed it.
You wore that?
I wore it. I was like the only kid in the second grade with a Gucci jacket on.
All right, so I like that answer. Now, the next question would be, okay, so with your fashion interest at a young age, how did you get your concept for Rose by Tracy ROSE? Where did that come from?
It actually stems from a couple of different things, because Rose by Tracy ROSE is really an acronym. It stands for Rising Over Standard Expectations. And what this means to me was to rise over the typical stereotypes that black people like me always get, like, oh, this kid's going to just be another thug, or this kid's just going to end up selling drugs. You know, some, like, breaking the typical stereotypes of people in my color, my culture. Like, I really wanted to rise above those expectations. So that's what Rose came from. And plus, the name's really inspired by the basketball player Derrick Rose from the Chicago Bulls. He was always one of my favorite basketball players. And at the age of 15, that's my mom, like, just, I don't know, I think it was because, like, my memes at the time on Facebook were just really, like, inappropriate for somebody my age. I had a lot of my elders on Facebook, so my mom was like, change your last name on Facebook so that nobody knows, like, you're part of the family. I'm like,
okay.
Okay. And then, like, first, it wasn't even Rose. Like, I changed it to, I think it was Khalifa. Actually, Saint Khalifa. That was one of the first names I actually thought about, and like I just didn't go with it because when I got to Africa, everybody was like, "Oh, so your last name's Khalifa?" I'm like, and they kept thinking I was like related to Wiz Khalifa when I was over there. I was like, "No, I'm not related to him." So then I ended up changing it at the age of 16 or 17. I changed it to Rose, and like, it was even Tracy ROSE. I was gonna call myself Saint Rose as a homage to the Saint Khalifa, but that ended up changing, and then I changed it to La Rose, and then that was the name that originally stuck at first. Like when I first came back from Africa and I was going to school, everybody just called me Tracy La Rose, and then I just cut the La part, and then it became Tracy ROSE.
And that acronym stuck pretty hard, didn't it?
Yeah.
All right. So how old are you, Tracy?
I am 21 years of age.
Years old, man. All right. That's real good. So what was your mission on the onset of Rose by Tracy ROSE? What was your goal with the rise over society's expectations or the standard expectations? What was your goal with that, or your mission?
This is the reason why I have the logo saying "Do what thou wilt," because this is the big part that this was the message I wanted to spread across to people was do what thou wilt is pretty much an old English saying made by Alice Crawley. He's a pop culture icon who wrote a bunch of books in the early 1900s, but he had a law in one of his books saying do what thou wilt, which is to follow your true calling in life. Do what you want to do and follow that calling that you have set out for yourself, or find that path. So like when I started making clothes with Rose by Tracy Rose, I was like, what is my message besides just rising over, the standard expectation? And do what thou wilt felt like it fitted perfectly with that. So I was like, that's what I want. I want these black kids to really realize like nobody's going to judge, like nobody can judge you in this life, no matter what you want to do. Like you're going to receive hate, you're going to receive negative comments, but nobody is going to judge you for wanting to do what you want. So that was my ultimate message, is tell people, go do what you want. I don't care what people are going to say about you, because at the end of the day, you're going to be making profit off of this. And like, I'm a person, I don't judge. So like, I'm not saying like, oh, you have to do something professional, because like I have a assortment of family members who make tons of money and it's not even from professional living. So it's like, do what you want. Do what thou wilt. Like you're going to make profit. And I mean, like, let's take a average day weed dealer, stripper. Like I don't care what you do, skateboarder, you make music, you're gonna make money off of this eventually. The stripper in 10 years might be a millionaire down the line. Like Cardi B set the best example of that. Like she went from straight stripping to making money.
Over that expectation.
Exactly. Like even if you rap, J. Cole went from rapping to basketball. Like it don't matter how you get to your ultimate goal, you're going to get there. So just do what you want. Continue doing.
Has your mission changed at all, or have you gotten, I don't even know the word, more aggressive in sharing it because of what has happened in society?
Honestly, yes. Because like a lot of the stuff that's going on now, I don't really approve of, and I feel like it's really morally wrong that we are always being, like killed in the streets. We're always being judged. Like they give the black community a chance, but they don't at the same time. They kill us off before we even reach my age. Like it used to be a standard in the 1990s that young black men my age was never going to live past the age of 21. And I'm still here living now. So that's like what's been going on in America now has made me want to push more back black businesses. Like if you ever look on my Instagram, it's always filled with local artists of melanated or black origins. Like I love to support black people and their businesses and get them on a platform. And I hope that as I rise, they rise too. Especially the local Ypsilanti like artists and musicians, like they have so much potential for me. So I want to make sure that you guys get a platform, and I don't care how long it takes me to build that platform. I will make sure that once I'm on a certain platform myself, that I come back for those young artists, these young musicians, and people that want to do great businesses. Because like I see, like I said, my whole view of Ipsy is by 10 years is mostly going to be black owned, and I hope it is. Like I hope that when you drive down West Cross Street in 10 years, that you're looking at
New Orleans, man.
Pretty much. Like you're looking at black, you're looking at black business here, you're looking at black business there. Shout out to Bon Appetit, because y'all literally just opened up right there. I remember going to paint over there. So
good food too.
Yeah, good food.
So going to the next question. Tell me about where you're from. You're not originally from the States, so I want to hear about your homeland and what it's like, and if you have just a comparison coming over here and the response you've gotten to your ideas over there compared to what they've been like here.
So originally I'm from Bamako, Mali. This is a area in West Africa, well, a country in West Africa, and like, I went over there at the age of 16 because, like, not gonna lie, I was kind of a misguided kid. I was always, I was always really good in school, like straight A, B student, but it was just like, I got to a point of teenage rebellion, and like every teenager goes through it, but my teenage rebellion was just me doing wild stuff that my mom just wasn't like feeling. So she was just like, I think she was just a single mom, so she didn't know how to deal with, like, she knew how to deal with my sisters, because like I have like 6 sisters. So she knew how to deal with their, you know, sassiness, all that. But when it came to me being the only boy at the time, she just didn't know what to do. So her best thing was to send me to live with my uncles in Africa, and hopefully they can get me to do better. And they did an immaculate job, actually.
How was it?
It was actually pretty good. I mean, Africa's pretty hot.
Oh, yeah,
it's always hot. It's very dry, humid. But a lot of the stuff you will see there will make you very humble when you come here. Like, and how blessed we really are to have certain things, because like certain things over there ain't that accessible.
They just
so
don't have it. Yeah, man.
And like, if you do, you have to have tons of money to feed over there. Like, if you want an apartment here, you might pay what, some $1,000 every month. They paying maybe hundreds of dollars each day to stay in their apartments. And I mean, like, and that means every day. Like, they come for the money every day. Like, it's almost like staying in a hotel if you get an apartment over there. So, and like, the people over there, what I really like is that they're more family oriented. Like, it's like a very home feeling that they will give you of you're now family once you come over there.
It's not like, what can I get from you? It's more
Yeah.
like, let's take care of each other mindset.
Yeah, like, even if one family member doesn't have a job, like, mind you, Africans, since they're family oriented, they live in really big houses with each other. Like, your brother that you was raised with is going to be sharing a house with you your whole life until he has kids, and even their kids is still going to be in that like same house. And like, my uncles, they've been owning this house for maybe 2 generations. They just recently added 2 additional housing units to their land, a 3-floor, like 3 to 4 floors, I believe, of additional housing, so they can move more family into the home instead of like.
Awesome, man. That's beautiful. It's real beautiful. So when you came over here, and well, I guess I would say when you came back, how long were you over there with your uncles before you came back?
I was over there for like, I want to say 3 years, but it was more like 2 years, 8 months.
Yeah, came back over here when you was about to turn 19.
Yeah.
So when you came back,
I didn't even know how to react. When I came back, it was kind of hard because I had my mom and my brother came and got me from the Detroit Greyhound, like transit. So, and they was just explaining everything to me about what's been going on in America. I literally told them, I was like, I'm not sure if I'm ready to come back. Like, can we go back? Because like, we had Trump in the office, all these rising race issues. Like,
you came back from Africa and everything
was just fucked. I'm like, dude, what is this? Is this America?
Yeah,
like,
no, absolutely, man. So, oh gosh,
man, I still think about it to this day because it's mind blowing to me. It's like, what happened?
The issues we worry about here in America, they don't even think about over there.
No, they don't.
Like,
Even COVID, like, I still call my uncles periodically. They don't even require people to wear a mask over there. They say the COVID rate over there is highly low. Like, especially in my country, Mali, they have only had maybe 500 cases.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
And like, that's the crazy part, because like, and even like my grandma died in December, so my aunt and my mom went over to Africa to comfort the family. I was hoping to go, but with COVID and everything, I was just like, I have to work. So even when they went over there, my aunt caught COVID when she was over there.
Jeez.
They didn't give her no medicines and vaccines. They treated her with natural stuff, just natural plants, herbs, medicines, teas, and she was cured within a week.
Shit works, man. Blows my mind, really. So last year when I did a spread on you, you were in a lot different position. This year, like, the content coming out is phenomenal. The clothes are better. The photos are better. Everything is just doing great. I want to know where you expect to see yourself in another year. Because in another year, I would like to do this and look back on your answers.
Looking back from my works last year, I really...
Has motivation changed? Has, your system changed, your process, your logistics, how you get your products, anything that you think is going to be different?
Everything has changed for me. Like, right now, I'm building a market, filling in a market niche that, like, I was hoping that will push me into a more luxury market. That's, like, my ultimate goal. But... right now, the clothing products and, like, the clothing quality, the products have all gone up, and, like, I'm really enjoying this because, like, at first it was just me drawing.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people would just tell you this, like, even my last year of high school, when I came back, I would just sit there and draw logos, concepts, everything I wanted. And then around the time when I wanted to get started with, I believe you covered with XO Rose Life.
Yeah, I did.
XO Rose Fashion. That was just me really getting started, and then I established Rose by Tracy Rose because I didn't want to use the XO Rose Fashion anymore. So, like, my printing process have went up because now I'm using local printers and manufacturers. Clothing product went up because I found, like, a lot of good vendors that will sell me clothes and plain canvas clothes that I can go get printed on. So my hope for next year is that even right now, like, as you see me, I'm using very intricate colorways and contrast, stuff that contrasts to catch the eye pretty much. Like, I want to build this word always, exclusivity on my brand. So, like, everybody that's getting something now, like, I want it to feel like when they greet people that wear my brand, I just want them to feel like, dang, like, this is really cool. I'm wearing the coolest clothes in the world. Almost like a V-Loan type of thing. Like, how
it has a lot of meaning behind it. I mean, that's the goal, isn't it? I mean, For those that they can't see it, but his shorts say "fuck friends," stack racks.
Yeah, so does the hoodie. I mean,
as you should.
But
now I see you do a lot of drawings on your Instagram, or you were doing them with XO Rose Fashion, and are you still doing?
Yeah, I still draw to this day. Like,
we're gonna see that on some of the clothes.
Actually, no, I haven't put any of my artwork on the clothes because, like, I wanted to take a more professional approach, and, like, yeah, everybody's gonna still love my artwork, but I figured to leave my artwork as artwork and my clothes as clothes, because mixing the both I found out within, like, with the XO Rose, because that's what originally, like, I was doing for XO Rose, is that nobody really likes that. Like, they don't really, they might say they like the picture, but they don't want to see it on a shirt. They want to see simple logos and, like, maybe more graphic designs, but they don't want to see, like, somebody just hand drawing and then put it on a shirt. And
I definitely feel like we're going to more simple, modernized designs as the time goes on. I personally love your clothes, man. I think they're pretty damn cool.
Myself. What I'm learning is that people like minimalism.
Yeah.
Like, the less you have on something, like, the more simple something gets, like, more people like it. Yeah. And I take very great influences from some of my favorite streetwear brands: Off-White, V-Loan, Make Money Not Friends, a couple more to name, Gucci, Louis.
Yeah.
But when you look at those brands, I always used to wonder, like, what does Virgil Abloh does that I'm not doing? And when I look at it, it's just simple Off-White. Like, he just puts it Off-White TM, man. Like, that's so simple, but he sells shirts for hundreds and thousands of dollars. So whatever he's doing is working, and it's not like something he he like just stapled into the fashion, like, oh, use minimalistic to get like views or, you know, purchases, but more of use it to catch the eye. Some people don't want to use, some people just want to look at stuff. And like what I'm even doing now with the Fuck Friends Stack Racks is just that. Like, I'm pushing a minimalistic logo so that it catches the eye. Like, what does your shirt, like, I was walking around Briarwood Mall the other day. Lady came up to me, was like, oh, what does your shirt say? It's so cool. And I'm like, it just says Fuck Friends Stack Rack. She's like, oh, I really want one. I really want to buy one. Where can I get them? I told her to text me personally because I haven't released any of this stuff yet.
Yeah.
This is like everything that you see me wearing this interview right now hasn't been released at all. So
yeah, I'm digging the hoodie for sure. Definitely. I'm looking forward to it, man. Any words of encouragement or advice for other up-and-coming entrepreneurs in our area? Anything you gotta say to these kids out here, man? Well, now we're all grown. I say kids because we were all in school like 4 years ago.
I mean, like, we still kids. I mean, like, that's the thing. We still, well, I won't even say kids. We still growing. We still growing individuals. But my main message for any of the viewers, any of the listeners out there, go do what you want. Like, nobody's going to judge you at the end of the day for doing what thou wilt. And
Absolutely.
follow your dreams, follow your heart, follow your intuitions, and keep creating. Like, it's not a lot that happens in our city. So instead of making it like a negative output or like, oh, Ipsy is just made for this or made for that, like, let's create and put back into our own community. Like, continue doing what y'all doing, because it's a lot of good acts out here that are really doing it and doing great. Like, if I can name a couple, Maximum Redesigns, hold on, I think it's Raven Creations. Yeah, I'm just trying to name a couple off the top of my head. But yeah, I just hope that y'all keep doing what y'all doing, because I sees it and y'all really inspire me to keep doing better.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down and talking to me, man. I really appreciate it. I'm excited to see what we do in the next couple months.